This is Brandon Moon with Dragontail Tenkara. I want to welcome you to Fly Tying Night tonight. Tonight we're going to be tying up a yellow golden Peacock substitute Kebari, Sakasa Kebari. This is a cool little pattern, cool material, and we think you'll enjoy this. We're going to use a little bit different hackle for this one as well, and you'll see how I take and prep and wrap my hackle. So thank you again. Make sure and hit the like button to your favorite videos. Hopefully this is one of them. Make sure you leave us a comment, say hello, ask a question, or tell us what you think. We enjoy interacting with you on those. Make sure you also hit the subscribe button and the bell to receive future notifications. This is something that we greatly appreciate when you guys do all these things and show your support for us. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to be using the ML061 in a size 14. Size 14 is my favorite size. You can tie this in a size 10 or a size 12. You could even go smaller than that if you choose to. We'll go ahead and put the hook in the vise. Okay, for the thread I'm using Semperfli's yellow. This is the classic wax yellow, and it is the 6/0 thread. Normally I use an 8/0, and an 8/0 would work great on this as well. It just takes a few more thread wraps for the body and such. I'm using my favorite bobbin. This is the Stonefo Elite bobbin. It's a disc drag bobbin and gives me great thread control. So I'm just gonna go ahead and build up my head, lay some thread down right here behind the hook eye. I'm just gonna build that nice big Sakasa Kebari head. Now this head is important to this fly as it's going to actually help flare out the hackle that's going forward, just like a thorax would on a traditional soft hackle. So I want to make sure I have a nice good head for this to help flare that hackle out nice and smooth and even. That's going to help give that hackle a great pulsing action. So now I've got my thread built up there, head, trim that out. I'm going to lay a couple thread wraps down so that my hackle has a point to grip on this hook as I tie and wrap it in. For the hackle on this one, I'm actually going to be using a hen cape. Okay, this is a Whiting Red Label hen cape in black. Really cool cape. I enjoy the capes. They've got nice big feather fibers up top. Down here at the bottom, if I'm going to tie smaller ones, it's got great feathers for smaller flies. A lot of size 14s and 12s, 16s and such. So you can see I've pulled out my feather. I've already prepped it. I'm going to kind of show you something though. I'm going to take this feather and I'm going to put this here, and this is going to gauge my length of hackle that I want. This is just a general rule of thumb. Doesn't mean this is what you have to do or follow, but I want this hackle to go back to just past that bend of the hook, and that's going to tell me that I've got the approximate correct size of hackle proportion wise to the hook. So I've prepped this. I've taken the one side that's going to lay flat against the hook point. I've already stripped that all off. I've got all the fuzzes off. Now I'm just going to take and strip my tie-in point back, and I'll lay that tie-in point right there behind the head of the fly. Wrap down a couple times, lock it in. Now I'll go in front of it, kind of pulling that back a little bit so I can trim that out. Now I just want to make sure and secure it down. I'm going to go ahead and set my thread off to the side here. I like the tie fly's hackle tweezers to wrap my hackle. Now as I wrap this hackle, I'm going to wrap that bare stem right up against the shank of the hook. This is going to give me a cleaner wrap and better control of my hackle fibers. I'm going to wrap this with each wrap palmering that hackle forward. I work very hard not to trap any hackle fibers that go rearward. This keeps my hackle nice and clean. Each wrap I'm pulling that hackle forward. I'm using the hackle stem to push my hackle forward in that forward palmered effect here. And this just gives me a cleaner wrap. You can see I don't really have any fibers going rearward that I'm going to have to doctor up an awful lot. Okay. I like to have basically a bare stem when I'm done wrapping. Easier, in my opinion, to clean up. I can adjust that with how much hackle I leave on my stem. Now I'm just going to secure that stem down. Now I can trim it out. Okay, now I'm going to pull all those fibers forward and just kind of finish securing that in. You can see it's pushing my hackle forward there as well. Okay, now I'm going to tie in my ribbing and my collar. I'm using Semperfli's Peacock quill substitute. This is actually a substitute for Peacock Hurl, not the actual like stripped quill. This is the extra small and black. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie that in up here with a few securing wraps. Okay, trim that out. I'm going to use this quill substitute to kind of hold at an angle and create a nice smooth even underbody as each wrap pushes into the next. I'm going to go back down the bend of the hook just about a quarter of the way. Now I'm going to take and build up a body. I want this body to be somewhat thick. Okay, so I'm going to wrap forward and backwards about 2 or 3 times till I feel good about the thickness for the base of this pattern. Do that one more time. I want this to be somewhat of a fat body fly here. Now I'm going to create a taper to this using thread wrap. So I'm going to go rearward down to just about the end base of that body, and then I'll wrap back forward. Okay, and then we'll go rearward again, and we'll stop short of where we stopped last time, and then back forward. Do that again. We'll do this until we build up the taper to this body that we want. There's no absolute for this. It's just what you like, what looks good aesthetically to you. Now I'm going to take and whip finish right here behind. Okay, now I'm going to set that aside. I like to use the rotary function on my vise. So now I'm going to take, and that's why I whip finished there. Now I'm going to take my Peacock substitute and use my rotary and create a nice even ribbing to this fly. And then I'm going to get up here to the front, and I'm just going to create a little thorax with this Peacock substitute. I can make it as big or small as I want, whatever is going to look aesthetically pleasing to you. Like, this is your artistic expression. This is your ability to show your own artistic thoughts to all of us. Okay, now I've got that tied in. I'm just gonna trim out that Peacock substitute. Now we'll just take and do a couple turn whip finish here. And this is where the 8/0 actually is really good, because the 8/0's gonna build up less bulk there in between the Peacock substitute and your hackle. Now we'll just trim it off and we're done. If you wanted to, you could take some UV resin, put it on your body here, and do that if you want. I don't like to do that personally. I just like this fly the way it is. And there you go. That hen cape has a little bit different feather. I really enjoy them. There's tons of them on there, great value, and they look really cool. So thank you for watching tonight, and we look forward to tying with you again next time. Make sure you like your favorite video, drop us a comment, say hi, ask a question, or just let us know how you think we're doing. Hit the subscribe button and the bell to receive future notifications, and we greatly appreciate all of you guys doing that and watching this video tonight as we try to continue growing and sharing information with everybody and helping those learning how to tie, some new techniques, and improving. So until next time, you guys have a wonderful evening and tight lines and many fish.